Look, I know what you guys are thinking. Jabs, you have to be a madman. You're going to really put all the Pokemon starters and their evolutions into one tier list? The answer is yes. I am that mad. And it's still Pokemon week, even though Pokemon Day is over. So I thought it was very fitting to make a video like this. And the reason I'm doing it is because I watched one earlier that was complete trash and just dick riding Gen 1. And I'm actually so tired of it. Gen 1 is not the best when it comes to all three starters being Fuego. And I'm going to show you guys the real competition in terms of starter Pokemon having a perfect lineup with all three. Possibly be an S tier, but we'll see. To be honest, y'all, I don't really know what I'm doing when it comes to tier lists. This is going to be my first one. So, let's just sit back, have fun, and, rate some Pokemon starters. I think it's, a pretty chill time to do that, considering, like I said, Pokemon Day literally just happened, over the weekend, and then we probably will have a new set announced this week. So Pokemon is, never gonna die, and we might as well just embrace the full body of Pokemon and all of its starters and really see who is the best of the best and who is the worst of the worst. That's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to settle with this tier list. And do I think Charizard is overrated? Well, I guess you'll see that a little bit from now. So, let's begin. And I'm a little scared of the judgment, but hey, that's all right. This will be going on YouTube, so you guys can say whatever you want. At the end of the day, this is my opinion. I'm not chatting with anyone about it. Maybe I'll do another video where we're kind of bantering off of each other, and maybe someone can change my mind. But for now, it is just me, and hopefully some people hop in the stream and say what they think. But for now, it's just going to be me. So everyone is in order pretty much by generation. The megas are in here. I will be ranking the megas too. But let's just start off with honestly one of the best starters, not just grass starters, but one of the best starters in my opinion. Yes, I'm a little biased. Come on. I mean, I do love Bulbasaur, but there's a reason I love Bulbasaur. It's not because it is the strongest Pokemon by any means, or it has a great design, but do I think it's absolutely amazing? No. However, Bulbasaur is a very unique design. In my opinion, it has the most unique design out of all the starters. People keep saying it's a frog, but Soar is literally in the name, you idiots. It's a dinosaur and a frog, and probably a little bit of a cat, to be honest, if you look at it. People keep saying frog. Bulbasaur is not a freaking frog, okay? It is not full frog, at least. It is definitely more of a dinosaur slash cat, all right? That's what we're going to call it. But Bulbasaur, easy S tier for me. Easy. And this is based on design. Remember, this isn't about strength. This isn't about viability online. This is about pure design, how it looks, okay? If you look at Bulbasaur, there's just something about that unique, just little smile it has. I don't know, like everything is perfect on this starter, okay? The colors, the little bulb on its back to kind of add some character, all right? It has personality. Bulbasaur is one of the most peak starters that Pokemon has ever did. I don't care. And again, I love Bulbasaur. It might be a little biased, but just look at it, okay? Perfect design. All right. Now let's go to, we're going to do all the first evolutions first, all right? Then we'll do second. Then we'll do third, just to make this more interesting. I don't want to go through and just do all the Bulbasaur lines. Okay, I think that's boring. I think we should switch it each time, all right? So we'll start with the first evolutions, okay? The first pre-evolution. Next, we're going to Charmander. And I already know what y'all are going to say in the comments, okay? Once I rank this Charmander, I want y'all to understand that I'm putting Charmander here because of its design, all right? Not because I don't like Charmander. Based on design, Charmander is B tier to me. It is B tier, okay? Think about it for a sec, y'all. It is literally a lizard with a flame tail. Not even a flame tail. It has a flame at the tip of its tail. It's a lizard, okay? When you look at Bulbasaur, you're like, what the hell is that? And I love Pokemon like that. I love Pokemon that make me go, what in the fuck is that? That's what Pokemon should do most of the time. All right, you can argue that, you know, there are some designs that look very close to, yo, what up, Skylander? You got to help me rate if you know Pokemon, which I'm sure you do. You know, there are some Pokemon that look very close to real animals, right? And that's fine. As long as the design's okay, that's fine. If we're going solely on design, Charmander is cute, but it's a very basic design, okay? So we're going to put Charmander in B tier. If you don't like it, tough. You know, that's going to be this whole video. Again, it's my opinion. You agree with the tier list so far? Thank you, Skylander. All right, so we got Bulbasaur. Remember, this is based on design, all right? I'm not talking power here, nothing. So Bulbasaur's S tier, Charmander's B tier, Skylander, we're starting with the first pre-evolutions for each one, and then we're going to go to the second, then the third, and Megas if they have it, and so on, all right? Squirtle. It's a turtle with a squirrel tail. He is literally what you would think when you hear Squirtle, okay? A squirrel turtle. The only thing that Squirtle is missing that it gets later is ears. It's ears. But the turtle part saves it, okay? So now I'm thinking, all right, it doesn't need ears. It's a turtle. I think Squirtle is A tier in terms of design. Squirtle is one of those Pokemon where it can get away with such a basic design because they added one thing, and that's that swirly little tail. All right, if Squirtle did not have that tail, it would easily be B, maybe even C tier under Charmander. But it has that little tail that kind of adds, again, some character, and it makes you think, yeah, that is a squirrel turtle, right? So I think Squirtle is A tier. So we got Bulbasaur S, Squirtle A, Charmander B, and now we're going to move to second gen, Johto. Okay, we're moving to Johto for the first pre-evolutions. First one up is Chikorita. Again, y'all, we're going based on design, and we're also going based on that, for me, on that what the hell is that factor, right? If we're considering that, Chikorita is either S or A for me. I'm going to say S tier. Chikorita, again, is another one of those starters where it's just so unique, and you can't really compare it to anything you know in real life, right? Just like Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur is not a frog, all right? It's mixed with like 3 different things. Chikorita, what the hell is that, right? But it looks great. The little leaf on its head, like it adds so much like, character, and it's like Chikorita is slaying, right? With that leaf on his head. And that's exactly what it would do in the show, move the leaf around. And it's just a great design for a starter Pokemon. Like, if I were like, yo, I'm getting a starter, I would expect it to look like Chikorita, So Chikorita's S tier to me. Next, we got Cyndaquil. Guys, I love Cyndaquil. I do. I really do. Honestly, I might love Cyndaquil more than its next evolutions, just to give you guys a heads up. All right? No hate on Quilava or Typhlosion. I'm just saying, Cyndaquil is probably the best in the lineup. Why? Because it's cute as shit, okay? It's cute as shit, and it has flames on its back. All right? It's easily A tier. Why is it not S? Just something about the eyes kind of bother me. All right? I don't really like the eyes on it. I think they could have just given it normal eyes and it would have been fine. But it's still A tier, still above Charmander to me. This is not just a lizard with a flame on its tail, right? This is like a little, I don't know what Cyndaquil is technically supposed to be. But that's the good thing about it, right? As I talked about. So I think Cyndaquil is A tier, but not quite S. Yeah, I'm gonna say A tier. I want to give it S tier. There's just something about it where I can't put it in S tier. All right, moving on to Totodile. Totodile, awesome starter. And based on design, though, it's kind of giving me the same vibe as Charmander. Like, I love it, right? I love it. I love Totodile. It's so happy, right? It's jolly. You know, it's sort of like me, right? But looking at its design, it is literally just a little alligator that stands up, okay? Like, there's nothing super special about Totodile besides the generation it was in, all right? Gen 2 is fire, without a doubt. But it's definitely the weakest out of the starters to me. It has the Charmander factor, where it's like, yes, very cool, cute looking Pokemon, but what sets you apart? You know, what makes you a little more unique? And if we're not going on personality here, because if it was personality, easily S tier for Totodile, okay? But we're not doing personality here. We're doing design. So I'm gonna put Totodile in B tier. You can hate me if you want. I don't think Totodile's design really screams like, oh man, they killed it with this starter. Okay, not like Cyndaquil, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, Chikorita. All right, those are starters where you're like, this is a unique design. Okay, moving on. This is gonna be extremely biased. I'm gonna be real with y'all, okay? But I will be as constructive as possible when ranking my boy, because Trico is my favorite starter of all time. And it's, however, design-wise, goes in A tier for me. Not S. I just said Trico's my favorite starter, all right? That's how you know this tier list is real. I didn't put Trico in S tier, but it's my favorite starter. Why? Because I'm being as constructive as I can here. And the reason I'm giving it to A instead of S is because, yeah, it's literally just a gecko, right? It's the same thing with Charmander, except with Trico, it has the long, like, thick tail that you would never, ever see on a gecko. Like, they always have, like, you know, lizard-like tails, right? Like, Charmander is an actual lizard, and it has a lizard tail with a fire tip at the end, which makes it cool, which is why it's B tier and not C, right? But Trico is a gecko, but its tail is kind of like a I'm not just a gecko vibe. I mean, even when it attacks, you know, it uses its tail for certain moves. And I like that. If it had a regular tail, Trico would probably be like C tier design wise, okay? If Trico had a normal tail, it would easily be C tier. And again, this is my favorite starter, but I gotta put Trico in A. Trico is definitely A tier starter design for sure. Torchic. Again, y'all are gonna hate me. Torchic, C tier. Torchic is probably, out of all the starters up until Hoenn, Torchic is probably the weakest design-wise to me. Probably the weakest. All right. Let me see. I gotta move my camera. Hold on, y'all. Just so y'all can see this better. Okay. That's much better. That's much better. All right, there we go. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, Torchic. When you look at all these other starters, you see something unique, you know, a little different, right? Like there's something about them where you're like, yeah, these are like really cool looking starters. And then you get to Torchic and you're like, okay, that's literally just a chicken. Like actually. Like the only unique thing about Torchic is the little like I guess like hairstyle it has that's supposed to represent a little flame. I would have loved if they expanded that. Like, give Torchic a fucking flame afro. I don't know. Because when you look at Blaziken, it has hella hair, right? Like, Blaziken literally has dreadlocks. And then you're gonna look at Torchic and, like, not do anything with, like, the top part of its head. Like, I think they could have made fire emit from it or something. But they did nothing. They just made a chicken and threw some coloring on it. And that was kind of the end of, like, the starters kind of being like fire, you know? I think Torchic is like the only one. Yeah, it is the only one in C tier so far. And we're on the 3rd gen. All right. And it's going to be because Mudkip, easily S tier to me. Mudkip is easily an S tier starter. Okay. It has that perfect factor of, again, what the hell is that? But also it looks cool. That's what your starter should do, in my opinion. And Mudkip just does it perfectly. The color scheme is great. Okay, they didn't have orange on either of the water starters until now. And then when you learn about Mudkip's like future evolutions, you're like, oh, I see why the orange is there. They probably could have made it brown, or, you know, maybe a little darker to kind of represent Earth. I don't think orange really represents Earth that well. And honestly, Mudkip kind of looks like a water/fire type because of the colors, and also it kind of looks like Torchic's head, like on the sides. But that's what makes it cool. It's literally the top of Torchic's head twice as cheeks. And then it has the cool fin at the top, and then the tail. Easily S tier design for a starter. Mudkip, S tier. Okay, let's move on to 4th gen. I really like 4th gen. 4th gen is a very solid generation to me. With that being said, Turtwig. I like Turtwig's design. I don't know why people hate on Turtwig. I think Turtwig has a great grass starter design. Absolutely amazing. It has the little grass kind of like head at the top, like the little plant. Like it's literally a plant on his head, a turtle on the back. And then it has like the little mouth. Like the mouth is a cool, unique design. Obviously, they're going from a turtle, right? But you can tell. And it's not like, yeah, this is a fucking turtle, like Squirtle. It's like a subtle version of like having a turtle. I really like it. I think Turtwig is A tier. I don't think it's quite S, but I do think Turtwig is A tier. For sure, in terms of design. This is a really good design. What would make it S? I would say, honestly, probably just maybe the coloring of the shell. Or maybe if it had this pot on its head on its shell, because it would be consistent with its other evolutions, right? So its other evolutions has something on its back that's growing, but Turtwig has it on its head, which, if you think about it, doesn't make sense. However, it does look good. So maybe like a little tree sprout here and something on his head. I think if it's designed right, it will look cool and it would be passable, and that would have made it S. But no, Turtwig is A tier. Okay, moving on. Chimchar. Chimchar. Where are we going with Chimchar? I want to put Chimchar in A, but I'm kind of leaning toward B. Chimchar, I'm going to put in B, okay? Now, I'm not going to say that's going to be the fate for all of its evolutions, all right? I'm going to say Chimchar is B, and it's kind of the same reason as whoever's in B, right? You can see that my logic is pretty consistent with rating these Pokemon, okay? Chimchar is literally just a monkey with flames, okay? I think it will be high B. I think it's actually has a better design than Charmander. The reason being is because although it's a monkey, it doesn't have a monkey tail. It has like a flame. And then it has like the little flame on top of his head, right? And I do like the color scheme of it, but it doesn't, it can't compare to these guys. Definitely not S. And I don't think it's A. It's not given Cyndaquil to me, you know, like for a fire type. It's literally, it's a monkey, guys. I know you can say that for a lot of the animals, but it's literally a monkey with a fire tail. I mean, that or a chimp, you know. I think it's way better than Torchic though, and I think Chimchar has a better design than Charmander. I don't care, Charizard fans, you can say whatever. That's Charmander though. That's not Charizard. Okay, we'll get to that. So Chimchar is B tier for me. Piplup. Piplup. Piplup, I would say is low A. I would say Piplup is low A. The reason being is because I just feel like Piplup's design took more of a risk than I would say with Chimchar's design. Chimchar is a chimp, right, with flames. Even though Piplup is literally looks like a penguin, it's not exactly. Its head is not penguin shape. It's way bigger. And I do think the color scheme works really well for this design. Again, we're going off design, right? So that means color scheme. That means, you know, how it looks, how thick the Pokemon is, how skinny it is. You know, like, damn, she thick. Like, that's what we got to think about. And I'm not talking about Piplup here. I was just making a joke. But Piplup is a cute little thick penguin. And penguins are thick, but they don't have a head like this. So I think making Piplup's head a little bigger than the average penguin was a good idea here. The execution is just better than Chimchar to me, but not quite Turtwig, okay? So Piplup is A tier. All right, let's go to Snivy. Snivy. I do like Snivy's design. I like the smug little like smile it has. I think Snivy is low A tier. Is it better than Piplup? I mean, these are interchangeable for me. All right, it's a grass snake, yes, but it has little arms and legs. I think that's a cute touch. Again, it has a a smug little look. And then it has kind of like a cape, like a royal cape around its neck. You know, it looks like it would call you a broke boy, all right? And I like that about Snivy. Might even, is Snivy S tier? See, this is when I would need like a conversation about this, because arguably Snivy could be S tier. And as you see, I've put no fire types in S. But you'll see. There is, let's see, is there anyone I would put in S fire types? Yeah. Yes. But I'm gonna leave Snivy in A tier for now. Might think about moving it later, but Snivy is A tier for sure. Okay, next is Tepig. Tepig. See, here's the thing about Tepig. Yes, pig is in its name, but when I look at it at first glance, I'm not immediately like, that's a pig. Okay? I honestly think Tepig could be up here in low A for design. It has a, cute little spoink on its tail. The color scheme is really good on this starter. All right. The brown and the orange working with the yellow up front. They didn't have to add that yellow up front, guys. They didn't have to do that. They could have just left it all brown and made Tepig look blah. But they added that yellow, and it gives it a little more character. Again, what did I say at the beginning? When you look at Tepig, you don't immediately think that's a pig. Okay, look at its ears. What pig has ears like that? Those are literally like rabbit ears, guys. All right, so I don't look at Tepig and I'm like, yeah, that's a fucking pig. And for that reason, I think it's a really good design. Is it S tier? Is it S tier? Does Tepig look better than Squirtle in terms of a starter design? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna say Tepig. This is the one I was thinking about, but there's another one. This is the first fire type starter, first pre-evolution that I think belongs in S tier. Okay, Tepig just has a unique design to it, and I think it fits the character very well. And it kind of has the Mudkip factor, but not exactly Mudkip, not exactly Bulbasaur or Chikorita, but it's almost there. So Tepig goes in S tier. Okay, who is next? Oshawott. Easy S tier. Easy S tier. Oshawott is one of the most cool looking starters I've ever seen, to be honest. All right. And based on its design, yes, it's an otter, but it's an otter with a little shell in the center. They made it look almost a little like a clown, but in a good way. And it also uses a shell to attack, which I think is pretty unique. And that does have to do with its design, because that's how it is portrayed in the anime. So I'm gonna count that. I think Oshawott is definitely an S tier, a water Pokemon design. It's better than Tepig for sure. Is it better than Mudkip? No, I don't think so. Actually, it might look like this. Oshawott might be better than Chikorita in terms of design. Actually, no, I'm gonna leave it like this. Because Oshawott, at the end of the day, Oshawott is just an otter, but it doesn't look at all like an otter we know in real life, right? Like, it's chunky. It's not like slender like otters are. And all the colors work on it. One of the most unique starters for sure. I like Oshawott and S tier. Okay. Chespin. Chespin has grown on me recently. I was looking at Chespin the other day and I'm like, I actually really like that design. Like I think Chespin has a very underrated design for grass. I think the reason it didn't get a lot of love is because all the brown on it, right? Like if you look at all the other grass starters at the beginning, there's hella grass. I mean, hella green. Then you look at Chespin and you're like, oh, it just has green on his head, and it has some on his back, but you can't see that in this, sprite or this image. But I think Chespin is A tier design. It's yes. Is it better than Chimchar? I think so. I think so. Well, maybe it's high B. Chespin might be high B actually. Yeah, now that I'm thinking about it, it might even go. No, no, no. We're gonna keep that the same. Okay. Chespin is just a really cool grass type. I think they did something different for the first time. Again, changing the color scheme to mainly brown when it stands up. Something unique. Okay. Oh, we'll get to a second form next though, because well, yeah, we'll get to that next. All right, Finnegan. Finnegan. I really like Finnegan's design. I think Finnegan is low A. Finnegan is easily low A. Better design than Chespin, I think. I like that even though it's just a fox, they did something unique with its ears. This stands out, right? Like if you saw just the top part of this Pokemon, you would know who it is immediately. All right? Immediately. Okay? Those ears and like the flame fur coming out of it, it's just a touch they did not have to add. If they just made that white inside, Finnegan would be down here, okay? Maybe even C tier. But they took the extra step to add the flames and the flame fur in its ear. Also, I love the yellow for the color scheme. I think they were kind of trying new things with color schemes for that generation because, again, Chespin's brown, right? Mainly brown. And then you got Finnegan, who's mainly yellow. We've never seen a starter that's like mainly yellow for fire type until Finnegan. So I think it's a brave design. I think they took a risk and they executed it well. A tier for sure. As good as Snivy? No, but but definitely A tier. Not better than Snivy though. Okay, moving on to. Let me make sure I didn't miss anyone. Nope. I don't think we did. Okay, Froakie. I really like Froakie's design. Froakie is sort of giving me the same vibe as Trico a little bit, where it's like they took a basic animal, added one extra thing to it, and it just completely changes what it looks like. Like Trico, I said, it's the tail, right? Geckos do not have tails like that. For Froakie, it's the little cloud thing, but on its back. It just, if they didn't have that, it wouldn't be as good. But I do like Froakie's design. Is it better than... Definitely not better than Trico. Not better than Cyndaquil Squirtle. I would say it might be better than Turtwig a little bit. We'll go back to that. But I think Froakie is A tier. For sure, in terms of design. It's like, they took a basic frog, but they made it look cool, right? They added the cloud puff, and the color schemes fit very well. It looks like a frog that I'll actually choose as a starter, okay? Again, Bulbasaur is not a frog. Okay. Next, we have Rowlet. Rowlet. To be honest, y'all, I don't really like Rowlet's design that much. But is it better than Torchic? I guess this is tough. They actually might both be in C tier for me. But I think it is better than Torchic's design. It at least has that little like green bow tie. Like it gives it a little more uniqueness. If that wasn't there, easily probably even D tier if that wasn't there, but it's there, right? That's the touch they added to make this Pokemon feel like something else, okay? So I definitely think Rowlet is high C for design. Remember, we're talking design, people, okay? Litten, the kitten cat. The kitten starter. Considering this is the first time they did a cat starter, I'm going based on the design, y'all. Okay, based on the design, I think it's high B, but not as good as. I think no, it's low B. It's low B. I like what they did. It's not C tier. It's not. It's not okay. It's good though. It's good. What would have made it better, and what would have put it in A, maybe even S? Put some flames on those whiskers, baby. Like you got Incineroar, right? Incineroar has a flame belt, which is cool. I understand it's supposed to be like a wrestler Pokemon, right? But if they added like some flames for its whiskers, imagine those flames like emitting when it uses like a move. Like that would be so cool, like a little mustache. But they didn't do that. They just left it bland. Like they could have done the same thing with Cyndaquil, where the flames are like emitting and being shown, but they chose not to. So that's why it's B tier. Okay. All right. Next up, let's go with Popplio. Popplio goes maybe above Litten, maybe a little above Totodile too. I like this design actually. It's the first time they did like a dark blue starter. And I do like this design. It has grown on me. It has definitely grown on me. But is it better than Chespin? I don't know. Maybe. No, I think Chespin, I don't think it's as good as these guys. But I think it has a better design than Totodile and Litten. Alright. Popplio, design wise, is cool. Okay. I can tell that this is something that's supposed to represent like a circus animal. It's cute, but it also looks kind of powerful. I like it. I like the darkness of the blue. Again, this is the first time they ever did a dark blue for a water type, and I like that they took the risk. Okay, I think Popplio is a solid mid B. All right, it's good. It's a good design. Okay, Grookey. I love Grookey. I really like Grookey. I think Grookey is design wise high A. Not quite S, but definitely up there. Grookey, it's just something about it where it's like, yeah, like it's a grass monkey, but they're not like trying to fully sell you on that. like they did with Chimchar. What, you know, it's a fire chimp. We can see that. But Grookey, there's just something about it where it doesn't immediately look like a chimp or like a monkey. And I like the uniqueness of its design. I like the stick that it has in its head, and that it actually uses it. And this is, you know, when they started adding like little like attributes to starters that they used, right? And I think Grookey was executed very well. So I think Grookey is high A. We're gonna leave Grookey there. Okay, Score Bunny. Score Bunny. Score Bunny might be low B for me. Maybe even high C. I don't really like Score Bunny's design. I'm gonna be real. Okay. I don't like it, but I think it's better than Torchic. Is it better than Rowlet? No, I don't think so. I think this is a good spot for Score Bunny. Yeah, Score Bunny, it's a very weak starter design to me. I Yeah, I don't think it belongs in D though. Maybe Torchic might even belong in D tier. We'll see. We'll go back later. Okay, I might have to rethink some of that. But Score Bunny, C tier. Okay, next Sobble. I don't really like Sobble that much. However, Sobble, at least I think like, you know, Sobble is what, supposed to be like a little, I guess, chameleon, right? I think Sobble's design is almost too unique. And I'm gonna try to make that make sense. If it already made sense to you, you get what I'm saying. I think Sobble has too much. Like the very little skinny arms, but then the huge tail, the big fin at the top, big head. Like it just, it's not like Mudkip where there's like sort of a balance to everything. Like look at that. Okay. I don't really like Sobble's design. I don't think it's a great starter design at all. I'm gonna put it in D tier. I'm sorry, Sobble fans. I'm sorry, I can't. It's cute. It's cute. But it's not like these other starters up here. Not even close. Okay? I'm sorry, but Sobble might actually be one of the worst starter designs. Okay. Next, Sprigatito. I love the grass cat, y'all. I love it. I like it. However, there's just something about it, right? Where I'm like, Sprigatito, like, could have had the same factor as like Finnegan, where it's like, this is a basic ass animal, but they decided to add one thing and it made the design really good. And for Finnegan, that's the little flame fur out of its ears. But Sprigatito doesn't really have anything like that, right? I would have liked to see. I think it has a better design than Litten. If we're talking cat starters here, it's just something about it that like screams more, this is a starter Pokemon than Litten does. Like Litten kind of looks like one of the Pokemon you pick up like mid journey, right? Whereas Sprigatito, like, it's very cute. It looks lively. It looks strong, even though it's only first evolution. And for that, I think it is low B. It's definitely not C, but I think they could have added something else to be like Yeah, this is a grass type, okay? But they didn't really give it anything. Even like maybe a little like grass patch on the top of its head would have been cute, I think still. And I would have been like, "Oh yeah, I mean they have this, but this doesn't do it for me. I'm sorry." Like they could have went full Rillaboom or something and put like, a grass like necklace around it or something. It's just a grass cat. And yeah, it does what it's supposed to do, and that's why it's in B tier. It's not an awful design, but it's not screaming like, yeah, this is a super good design. Okay. Fuecoco. Fuecoco. I like Fuecoco's design, actually. It's kind of growing on me. Like the little cute derpy, like little standing crocodile. I kind of like it. Is it competing with anyone up here? Maybe Snivy. I think it's better than Finnegan. Okay, it's derpy. It's supposed to be derpy. It's cute. It has a big ass head. Okay, but that's the point of like this Pokemon in particular, right? Um, yeah. Again, like I said very early on in the video, right, or the stream, whatever you're watching. Well, you'd be watching the stream first because I'm live right now, but you know what I mean. It has that factor of you look at it and you're like, what the fuck is that? And I think that makes a great starter. Okay, it's not fully telling of what it's going to turn into. Okay, and I like that factor. But is it better than Snivy? No, I don't think so. But close. Okay, we'll do this. We'll do this. I think it's better than Piplup. I think Ashley is a better design than Piplup. I like Fuecoco. I think it gets a lot of hate. Ashley has been getting a little more love lately, so. Quaxley. Mm, mm. See, I want to really like Quaxley, but something I don't know. I kind of like the color scheme. And I love that its personality is, has to do with the wave on its head, its hair. Um, and for that, I might give it low B under Litten because I do really like the fact that they said, yeah, let's make this like a wave. It's a water type. They could have just made it a duck, right? They could have not have added that touch, but that little touch for me is making me not put it in. Maybe. Rowlet's cuter though, and so is Score Bunny. I'm gonna put Quaxley low C. It's not Sobble, but it's nowhere near like these other ones. Not even close. I don't think so. Okay. I guess we gotta add the new starters in too, huh? I mean, might as well. Okay, Brout. Just based off design alone, I think Brout has character. I like it. I think Brout actually has a better design than Sprigatito. All right, I think Brout is like B tier for now. Its name is Brout and it has a grass eyebrow. Okay, what more do you want? It has leaves for eyebrows. It's telling. It's like, yeah, I know it looks like a chicken right away, so that's why I put it in B and not up here. It's definitely low B, okay? It does what it says. Pombon. Pombon. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna say low C for Pombon, okay? It's a Pomeranian, guys. The flame isn't even really that noticeable, like for his hairstyle. Looking at it, I mean, you can kind of see it. It's just whatever, you know. I feel like it's gonna have a sick evolution line, but right now it's giving low C for me. All right, and then we got Gekwa. Gekwa. Gekwa, I think, is A tier. Okay. And again, I might be a little biased. I am going to start with Gekwa, I think. Gekwa or Brout. But Gekwa, again, we know it's a gecko, right? But it has a huge head, very odd shaped tail, and it has very unique like eyelids. And I like the dark blue color scheme again, like Poplio has. I think Gekwa has a better design than Charmander. Yes. Gen 1 Dick Riders, you can hate me if you want. Gekwa definitely has a better design than Charmander. Okay, look at the two. This is a lizard with a tip of flame. Just a tip, not even a whole tail. This, you can't really tell. The name is Gekwa, but this could have been several different animals, okay? And that's what I like about it. I think Gekwa goes here. Yeah. Gekwa, they killed it with Gekwa. Gekwa has a solid design, and I think that's why people wanted to pick Gekwa from the jump. Okay, it looks like it's gonna be like Trico and have that vibe, but maybe a little more sassy. I don't know. But is it up here with these guys? I might have to see it more. I think it's high B, but Brout is low B. Okay, it's right here. I'm gonna keep it right here. All right. That's just right now. I need to see more of them. Okay, let's move on. All right. I know we got some other shit here, but this just was on the actual tier list. We're not ranking Umbreon and Jolteon and stuff. All right. Let's move on to second evolution lines, because here's where it gets interesting. And by interesting, I mean it gets kind of bad for a lot of the Pokemon. It gets really bad, guys. Like it could have been better for some of these, all right? So, yeah, let's look into that. Okay, so Ivysaur. Now, Ivysaur is not one where it could have been better. Ivysaur S tier for sure. There's something about the Bulbasaur to Ivysaur line where everything is perfect, okay? The color is slightly different. The bulb on its back has turned into like a flower about to bloom. It's a little taller. It stands a little taller. It's a little bigger. It looks more confident. It doesn't look just like happy and cute. You know, it looks like it'll fuck you up. You know, I really like Ivysaur's design, and it's actually been growing on me lately. Like, I really fuck with Ivysaur. Okay. Charmeleon. S tier. S tier. I love Charmeleon. Here's the biggest difference, right? Why is Charmander in B and why is Charmeleon in S? Well, they did a couple things that just made it perfect, all right? First off, they gave it more of a dragon snout, but it's not fully dragon. Obviously, it's the mid version of Charizard, so you're not going to see that full dragon come out, but it makes it look more unique when they do that. And then they added the little point on its head. Okay, and it's not sticking up because that will look very idiotic, but it's like swayed back. And Charmeleon just looks fucking cool, man. Like, I would take a Charmeleon over a Charizard, I think, to be honest. Like, and we'll get to that. I kind of spoiled where I'm gonna put Charizard, but I think Charmeleon's design is a very good second evolutionary design. Okay. Now, is Charmeleon's design better than Ivysaur? No, but is it better than Bulbasaur's design? No, we're gonna put it here. We're gonna put it here. It's definitely over Chikorita and all these guys. Okay, Charmeleon is really cool. S tier for sure. Wartortle, love Wartortle. I think Wartortle Honestly, all the first gen second evolutions actually slap to me. Like they look so good. Like you almost don't really want them to evolve. Okay. That's how good they look. I think War Turtle is up here too. I think War Turtle is right here. War Turtle is super, super, super good. I think it looks better than Blastoids. All right. Hate me if you want, but if you put like little guns on War Turtle, it would look sick. Okay, it will look so dope. I love the cloud tail, like the wavy tail, the little fins at the top, like Dragoneer. Um, it just works. The design is cool. The color is really good. Okay, it's definitely better than Squirtle. I think War Turtle is in a good place in S tier. Okay, Bayleaf. I love Bayleaf. I think Bayleaf. Hmm. I think Bayleaf is. Bayleaf goes here. I think. No. Yeah, here. Nah. Well, no, it might actually be top of A. I think I like the design better than all of these. Looking at these, it's one of the first grass types that looks fierce. Okay, and yeah, this is second gen. We're gonna have a lot more of that, but I'm just saying, like the spikes on its neck, and then the cut leaf, like it's been through some shit. Like Bayleaf has a fire design. All right, and again, they went with the yellow, and they didn't do that yet, until second gen. But they did again with Finnegan, but they went with yellow for grass, which isn't normally the thing they do, but they decided to take a risk. I love the design of Bayleaf. I used to have like a little Bayleaf figure, but I accidentally ripped the leaf off of it because I was a dumb kid. But yeah, so my Bayleaf had a fade, But yeah, this Bayleaf is a cool design. I think it's high A. Is it S actually? Now that I'm talking over it. Mm, is it S? I think it is. I think Bayleaf belongs up here too. All right. Yeah, I might see a good amount of these in S tier, but then you're gonna see a lot more in lower tiers. Let me tell you. But I think Bayleaf deserves an S tier spot. It's a great design for a Pokemon, especially looking at Chikorita and then looking at Bayleaf. You're like, okay, yeah, like that looks like that would turn to that, and that looks way more powerful. All right, and that's what it should do. Croconaw. Um, Oh no, I'm sorry. Quilava. Quilava. I think Quilava looks really cool. Quilava is top of A for me. I think Quilava looks sick. Okay, it just has that aura. All right, it's got the flame on its head, the mohawk, and it's got the flame on the back, just like Cyndaquil does. But it looks like homie grew up. He's been in the streets. He knows what's up now. Um, I think it's top of A, but I like Squirtle and Grookey better, and then all of these better. Um, Design wise, besides the flames, let's be real, it is kind of blah, but the flames sell it. The flames got it to A tier. If it had no flames, it would be like down here. Okay, but no, I think it belongs here. I rest my case. Let's continue. Crocodile. I love the caveman, like water type vibe for Crocodile. I think Crocodile is. I think it's high. No, low A. Low A. Crocodile looks really cool because of the color scheme, making it look like a like a caveman's like toga or whatever. I don't know. I don't know what's it called. Loincloth. Yeah. And then it has like the 6 spike mohawk. Like Croconaw looks like a second gen Pokemon you wouldn't want to fuck with. All right. Um, in fact, nah, I don't think the design though is that daring. Okay, Totodile in general, and you guys are gonna see this, but I love Totodile as a Pokemon. But for a design, it's kind of blah. All right, it's a crocodile. Okay, but what makes this cool is again that little like loincloth action with the mohawk and the spike on the tail kind of turn it into like a diamond instead of a triangle like Totodile has it. I like that. I like that. So Crocodile's bottom of A for me. Okay, now we're getting into the real stuff here. Grovyle, let's just do it. I don't care. Grovyle is top of S tier at the moment. Grovyle's design is amazing. Okay, especially for a second evolution Pokemon. Looking at Trico and looking at Grovyle number 1, you're like, yes, that would definitely turn to that. And then it keeps the aura that Trico has, but then it has like this cool like grass like long hairdo, and then it has like the blades on its arms, and then the tail kind of gets thinner but still thick. All right, I think it's easily S tier. Okay, easily. Grovyle is one of the best second evolution designs, probably out of the whole line, but we'll see what my thinking goes later. But yeah, Grovyle is easily top of S. Combuskin, again, y'all. It's just it's a bigger chicken, okay, with claws. But is it better than Torchic, Rowlet, Litten, Spaghettito, Grout? Yes, I think it belongs here. Combuskin just doesn't really do it for me. It just doesn't. All right, just like Torchic, it's just a bigger chicken with longer arms. They didn't add anything really special to it. Um, to me, it's a pretty lazy design for a starter. Might even bring it like at least Brout has like the eyebrows for character. I'll bring it here. I mean, it's nah. I have to put it bottom of B. I'm sorry. Sorry, Combustion fans. Got to do it. Okay, Marsh Stomp. Not quite S tier like Mudkip. Um, but I love the coloring on it. It looks cute, but also looks like a problem. And the coloring on it, the blue, is great. Okay, I like the Marsh Stomp like coloring. But is it better than Snivy? I don't think so. It's better than Fuecoco, I think. I think this is a good spot for Marsh Stomp. Marsh Stomp is low A for me. Yeah. Grotto, oh man. Grotto, oh man. Yeah, this was definitely one of the weaker designs. Better than Sobble, but Grotto is D tier for me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't worry. Grotto redeems itself with this next evolution. But right now, I just never really liked Grotto. I was always like, I can't wait until my Grotto turns into a Torterra. I can't wait. Like, I can't look at it. How do you go from like Turtwig? I can see how it evolves into it, right? I just think the execution of the design was poor. I think they tried to go full turtle too fast with Grotto. Torterra, it works perfectly, and we'll get to that. But Grotto is like they're in this awkward in the middle phase, and it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. The execution was very poor. So I think it's high D. All right, Monferno. I think Monferno might get low A for me. And I think only because of its face design. It's at the end of the day, guys, it's a monkey. It's literally a monkey with a flaming tail, okay? And again, yes, you can say that argument for a lot of Pokemon, okay? Finnegan's just a fox, but the reason Finnegan is an A tier is because of this one detail of its ears, where the fur looks like fire, okay, coming out of its ears, and it has one. It was the first fire starter to be fully yellow, pretty much. All right, Monferno. I don't know. Chimchar might even look better than Monferno to me. I think Monferno goes here. Here. I think mid B tier for Monferno. I think Chimchar looks better. Monferno is like they just couldn't wait to get to Infernape, but they maybe should have waited. Like based on the face, I don't know. It's just like an awkward, very awkward second evolution to me. Okay, next we got Prinplup. Oh boy, Prinplup. I don't really like Prinplup. It works a little bit. I know what they're trying to do because I know Empoleon. But if I didn't know Empoleon, I would be like, what the hell is this? You know, I think Primplub's bottom of C. End of discussion. Servine. I think Servine goes here. Servine is low B. It's because, you know, I know what it's going to turn into. I know what they were trying to do. But Snivy looks short, you know, smug. It looks royal. And then Servine kind of looks that way. But it's just not giving the Snivy energy anymore, right? It's not giving it until its later evolution, which we'll get to. Is it better than Combuskin? Yes. Is it better than Litten? It's better than these guys. I think so. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. Bottom of B. All right. Bottom of B. Okay, next. Pignite. You go from Tepig, which is a great Pokemon design, to Pignite, and you're like, damn, I really wish. There's something with Pignite that looks too awkward to me. It looks like it actually just has a head for a body. I guess that's the point, right? It's supposed to be kind of like, strong sumo wrestler vibe, I guess. But it just doesn't work, man. But is it better than these guys? Yes, not better than Totodile. It works, but it doesn't at the same time. Okay, there's just something about it, and that's why I'm putting in B, because it's not an awful design. I see what they were trying to do. It's just no Embor, okay? It's no Embor, and we'll progress to that. DWAT, S tier. Easily S. Easily S. Is it better than Wartortle? I think so. Like, it just looks cool, man. Like, yeah, I'm gonna say DWAT is S tier and mid S. It's a great design, great color scheme. I love the way it attacks, even though we're just going on design, really, but that sort of has to do with design if you think about it for the animation. It just looks like a solid second gen to Oshawott, okay? Yeah, it just works, and that's why it's above Oshawott, because it actually does look better. It does look better. It just looks better. Does it look better than Wartortle? I might put it here. I might actually put these guys right next to each other. So we'll stick with that. Oh man. Oh boy. Yeah. We all know where this is going, right? Yeah, we know where this is going. Quilladin, I'm sorry, my friend, but what in the fuck is you, bro? No, I don't like this design at all. Chespin, high B, really solid design, and we go to this. Not this might actually be one of the worst designs of a Pokemon. I might actually have to go E tier for. Might have to go E tier. We'll say, well, yeah, we'll say E tier, but basically F, I guess, for Quilladin. It's just not good. It's not good. Sorry, Quilladin fans. I just don't like it. It looks scary. It doesn't even look cute, and it doesn't really work that well to me. I don't think they should have made Chespin plump, to be honest. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It does not work. Okay? Especially since we know the third evolution, Chestnut. This doesn't work. E tier. All right, now we're going to Brixton. I really like Brixton. I think Brixton. Hmm. Hmm. Brixton's not S tier, but Brixton is up there. I would say Brixton is like here. I really like the idea of like a little mage Pokemon, a mage fox. Again, they kept the ears, they kept the flame out of the ears. Um, I just think it's a solid standing fox like design. But is it really better than? Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, I think that's a good place for it. Low A. Brixton is low A for sure. Frogadier, high A. I like Frogadier's design. For a frog Pokemon, they nailed it. Okay. Um. I think Frogadier would go here. I think Frogadier is better than Brixton, looks wise. It kind of works a little more, and I love the just the ambiance of like the clouds around the neck. Like it looks really cool. Not quite the level of Froakie, but it's up there. You know, obviously it's still in the same tier. I think it's good. Okay, Dartrix. I don't really like Dartrix, but I think it's better than Rowlet. I don't really like the Decidueye line, y'all. Not like that. Well, okay, the line, but Decidueye we'll talk about. But I don't like Rowlet or Dartrix that much. So I'm putting Dartrix low B. It's definitely better than these guys, but is it better than these guys? I don't think so. Okay. Blanking on the name for this one, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, Torracat. Yes, Torracat. Torracat. uh Maybe here. It's just a bigger cat. I mean, yeah. It's literally just a bigger cat, and I mean the reason I'm putting it here, I know you can say the same thing for Pombon, you know, whatever, but this is the first evolution, this is the second, and this is the first. So if you put that into perspective, like Litten looks better than Torracat to me. So this is just like a cat that had, you know, a lot of meow mix. All right. There's nothing that special about Torracat to where I'm like, yo, that is a dope second design. I think low C for sure. All right, we're getting to some fun stuff now. We're getting to Brion. Y'all gonna hate me for this, but I actually love Brion's design. I actually love it. I think it's silly, it's fun, it takes risk, and that's the type of Pokemon designs I like. And it makes sense. You know, it takes risks and it makes sense, but you're also like, what the hell is that? And that's what I think of when I look at Brion, in a good way. I think Brion is mid A for sure. Like, it's the design has grown on me. I really like it. It's cute. It's like wild looking. It's cool. It's a great it's a great evolution to Popplio, I think. Okay. Yeah, making me actually want to play Gen 7 now. Might have to play a Gen 7 game and start with Popplio. Okay, now this is Thwacky, and Thwacky it's kind of wacky. Kind of wacky. I don't really like Thwacky's design at all, really. Like, Homie might actually be worse than Grotto. Yes, definitely worse. Sable's definitely better. Is it quite Quilladin? No, I mean, it might be. It might be one of the worst designs ever. Yeah, I'm gonna put it under Quilladin. I think Thwacky is just not it, yo. Thwacky is not it. It's okay. It redeems himself later. It redeems itself later. But right now, it's just not it, y'all. Like, Thwacky is not good. I don't like Thwacky. Like I said, Thwacky is kind of wacky. Okay. Who we got next? Who is next? Reboot. I love Reboot. Reboot for a rabbit Pokemon might be top of A, but I'm thinking bottom of S for Reboot. I'm thinking here. Definitely better than Tepig. I love Reboot's design. It's perfect for what they were going for. I just think the design is really good. I like it. So yeah, we're gonna put Reboot here. It just has character. It has like the kind of ninja bunny vibe, which I wish they would have made. I mean, they made a frog ninja, but a bunny ninja isn't too far fetched when you have a frog ninja. Okay, like yeah, we'll talk about Cinderace later. But yeah, Reboot S tier design for sure. Low S though, low S. But I love, even though it's a rabbit, it just the colors work for it. It looks like it's wearing like a little like turtleneck. It could put its hands in its pocket. You know, it's cool. It looks like a cool second evolution. It's cool. Oh boy. All right. Well, now we gotta talk about Drizzile. Drizzile. I just don't like, man. I don't like Drizzile or Sobble. I think Sobble's better than Drizzile. But Drizzile is not as bad as these two, but it's kind of close. I think Drizzile is D tier. D tier. Low D. Okay, now we're moving on to Florigato. I love Florigato. I like it. It works. I think Florigato is I think maybe here. I like it. Like I do love it. I know I say I love it, but I was also thinking over like the uniqueness of the Pokemon isn't there yet until Masquerada. So like Masquerada is definitely going to be higher than B for me, but I don't think Florigato has that factor of like, yeah, this is still not a cat just a cat standing up, you know? I don't know how to explain it. It doesn't have it yet. It's there, it's close. But yeah, I love green. I love green is my favorite color. I love the color schemes of it. It looks cute, but it doesn't have that wow factor of like, yeah, that's a tough looking second evolution form. It might actually be down here for me. Yeah, I think Sprigatito has a better design. Well, no, I mean, it's the cat is standing now, but does that make it better? I don't think so. I think this is a good spot for it. Yeah, low B for Florigato. All right. Where are we now? Okay. Now we're at Crocolore. Crocolore. Um Man, I actually need to take another look at Crocolore. I actually kind of like it. I liked the clunkiness of it. And I like that they made the hat kind of like a flame, like kind of like, Mexican, like traditional Mexican hat. Like that, I like when they take risk, okay? So that's why, you see some of my Pokemon I have in like S tier and stuff. I like when they take risk, and they did that with this Pokemon, and it works. I mean, it's definitely, is it better than Fuecoco? It looks a little too wonky to be better than actually any of these. Might be bottom A. No, I think it's top of B. Maybe here simply for the fact that it tried something different. I like its design though. I just don't think it's not quite on A tier line. It's not because it just doesn't look like a solid second evolution besides the hat, besides the flame hat. It's a weird looking Pokemon and not in a good way. So I can't put Crocolore any higher. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, and then same with Quaxwell too. Quaxwell. Oh man. Yeah, that evolution line is pretty cooked. I'm not gonna lie. Quaxley might even be better. I think Quaxwell goes here. Oh, no, here. Nah, is it better than Prinplup? I mean, a little bit, yeah. I think this is a good spot for Quaxwell. Enough said. It's just not a good design to me. Not a good design. It just isn't. Okay. I think we are finally at the final evolutions. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. We're trucking through this. We are trucking through this. Okay. The final evolutions. And if you're listening to this while you're maybe sipping your coffee, sipping a beer, or some other third thing, and I thank you for watching all this way. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for caring about my opinion, and please don't shit on my opinion until you see the whole video. All right, and make sure to comment constructive things and not mean things. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the final evolutions. Venusaur. Venusaur is good, but not fantastic to me. But I think it's really good. I think Venusaur is bottom of A. Let's see, maybe here. Okay. Yeah. Venusaur is awesome. My only gripe so far is calling Totodile mid. That's an A or S tier starters. They're choppy. Yeah, but I'm going off design, Ben. I'm going off design, man. And Totodile, let's face it, is literally just a baby crocodile standing up. But it has a great color scheme, and you know, if it was off of personality, Totodile would be S tier. I said that earlier. I love Totodile. But design, it's not the best, but it's not awful, you know? You're talking design, you think this is S tier? I mean, that's okay. Or A, I mean, we could argue for low A. Argue for low A. I can see that, but you don't think Croconaw has a better design than Totodile? Gotta be better than a Clown Seal. No, but Popplio, they like, this is the first water type they made dark blue. And I mean, it just looks like a starter, man. I don't know. I mean, Totodile does too. It has like this uniqueness of it, like it's supposed to be like circus clown, you know, type of vibe for the whole generation. I like it, man. I like it. But look at all the other Pokemon Totodile is better than, you know? That's a lot. This is a hard ranking, okay? This is tough. All right, I just put Venusaur in, you know, mid A. And the reason I'm putting Venusaur in mid A is because I think Venusaur is a unique design. And is that always great? No. For Venusaur, it works. And it works because we see the pre-evolutions and you're like, oh shit, yeah, the flower bloomed. It's a different color. It's a little bigger. But I don't think it's as good as Ivysaur, not even close. Okay, not even close as Bulbasaur and Ivysaur or Charmeleon, or you know, any of these. You know, any of the ones that's under design wise, I don't think it's there. But I love Venusaur though. I love Venusaur, y'all. Okay, but I'm trying to be unbiased here. Okay, look, I put Trico in A and not S, and that's my favorite starter. Right, so I'm being constructive here. Okay. Charizard. Oh boy. Oh boy. Here come the comments. Oh, dead ass. Yeah. Here come the comments. All right. Charizard. Ben, you already know what I think about Charizard. What do I always say about Charizard? Charizard. Guys, Charizard is literally a fucking dragon. Okay? It's a dragon. Dragons are awesome. They're sick. I love Charizard. You can't not love Charizard, especially Ash's Charizard, okay? But at the end of the day, it's a dragon, you guys. It's a dragon. Is it a cool looking dragon? Yes. Dragon's overrated? No, but I think Charizard, design wise, didn't take a lot of thought. And I'm basing it on shit that takes thought and, like, you know, they put time into it. Charizard just isn't it for me. I mean, I think Charizard goes here. Charizard's A tier, but it's not S. I know y'all were gonna be like, oh, it's S tier. No, it's not, guys. It's a dragon. Okay. They just changed the color scheme of a regular dragon, and then put a flame on its tail. Okay. Come on, come on, y'all. It's a dragon. I'm trying to pull up a picture just to show you guys how much of a dragon it is. Wait, let me just look up dragon. Honestly, this would have been cooler. Look at this. If Charizard was on all fours, like an actual dragon, it might have been S tier for me. I'm not gonna lie. I actually like the more traditional dragon look. And Charizard is kind of like in the middle. Great pick, great pick. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for Charizard. Am I crazy? Am I gonna put Charizard in B tier? Hell no. It's Charizard. Charizard is still dope, but design wise, is it better than anything above it? Like, did it really take a lot of thought? No, I don't think so. I do not think so, y'all. I'm sorry. All right, Blastoids. I think Blastoids is S tier. Blastoise goes here for me. Blastoise goes here. I really like Blastoise design, and it's the reason I like it is because it's something we didn't see coming, right? Like Wartortle doesn't have Glocks. Squirtle didn't have Glocks. So where the hell did these come from, right? It's sort of like a wow factor. It's a turtle with a Glock, exactly. It's random. It's like, oh shit, okay. Like someone was drinking Bud Lights in the office and they came in and they're like, we need a design for Wartortle. What is he gonna turn into? And someone just said, what about a turtle that shoots cannons, motherfucker? And then boom, Blastoise was born, okay? And what did I say earlier in the stream, guys? I like Pokemon where you look at it and you're like, what the fuck is that? With Blastoise, you can tell it's a turtle, but it's also, I mean, it could pass for, I don't know, some other type of animal I can't think of right now, but it's definitely not just a turtle. Squirtle is a bald ass head turtle, right? But Blastoise has ears. And imagine Squirtle with ears. It probably wouldn't look as good, right? But Blastoise has ears now. And not these, whatever Wartortle has. I think Blastoise is S tier, for sure. We're skipping the Megas until next round. We'll do, speaking of Megas, Meganium. See what I did there? I actually really like Meganium's design. But is it better than Bayleaf? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think they kind of got a little lazy with Meganium. I'll say Meganium is high A. I think they got lazy with Meganium because with Bayleaf, they had the leaf. Like, look, Chikorita has the big ass leaf, right? And then with Bayleaf, they kind of made the leaf like bitten into, you know, sort of like Bayleaf has been through some shit. I honestly would have preferred maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It is tough to kind of go from that to that, but Antenna, I don't know if that was the right move. But I do love the flower around Meganium's neck. Like, and that's the whole point. It's sort of like Bulbasaur, right? Like the blooming on the back. I think Meganium's executed better than Venusaur. So that's why it's high A. It's definitely a great final evolution. It looks powerful. It's a big ass dinosaur baby, I don't know, giraffe looking thing. I have no idea, but but Meganium looks strong, and it looks like a final evolution. It looks good. Typhlosion. Where are we putting Typhlosion? This Typhlosion is always tough for me. I think with Typhlosion, if it was no fire on his back, Typhlosion would be like B tier, okay? Well, actually no, C tier. But since it has that fire, I'm gonna say I'll say Typhlosion's low A. I'm not a fan of like the Typhlosion hate. But I also don't want to dick ride second gen. But I think Typhlosion looks like a fierce Pokemon. It looks like a final evolution. because of the flames on his back, all right? When it emits the flames, it looks way cooler than when it has no flames. But so because the flames, I think design-wise, makes it bottom of A. All right. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay, for alligator. For alligator. If alligator goes. If alligator goes here. I don't think it's as good as Venusaur. But I do really like for alligator. But again, guys, it's just a plump crocodile, right? But they kept the mohawk crocodile. They even gave it like more spikes. They put some shit on its arms. They made its arms longer. It looks like a final evolution. I know I keep saying that, but there are some final evolutions that do not look like final evolutions, and I'll get to that. But I think Fraligator does the job it's was supposed to in terms of the evolutionary line. It looks fierce, and for a basic animal, it has a good design. Okay, I can make exceptions if it's like a basic animal, but the design isn't flawed, then it works. It is weird. I went from a crocodile to an alligator. It is pretty weird. It is weird, but I think it's the best design out of the whole evolutionary line. 1000%. All right. Who we got next? Oh, Sceptile. Sceptile, baby. Come on now. Come on. Let's see. Yeah. I don't want to be crazy biased, but Sceptile and Grovyle, there's just something about them that fits really well with their evolutionary line. But I think Grovyle is better because Sceptile loses that little, like, I guess, hair that Grovyle has, that aura. It's kind of like they forgot about for alligator. Yeah, true. They're like, oh shit, we're supposed to make it a crocodile. I think Sceptile has a great design. Is it cooler looking than Charmeleon or any of these other ones? You can argue Sceptile could be here. I think Sceptile might be. It's cooler than Blastoids. It's tough. It's tough. That's really tough. I know it's cooler than these guys, but I'm in between these. I'm gonna do this just to make it make a little more sense. Because I think Sceptile looks better than Chikorita for sure. Yeah, I think this is a good spot for Sceptile. Easily S tier though. Easily S tier. Blaziken, same thing. Actually, I can argue that Blaziken has one of the best final designs ever. Is Blaziken really up top? Possibly. And again, guys, Trico is my favorite starter, all right? I'm just going to let you guys know that again. So that's how realistic I'm being with this ranking, all right? I'm trying to be, as least biased as possible. I don't even really like fire types like that, but I think Blaziken's design is just phenomenal. It went from very boring Torchic and unenthusiastic Combuskin. Like I don't like either of these, as you can tell. But then they just shocked us, and they're like, "Look at this motherfucker! Homie has dreads, and he's ready to kick the shit out of every single Pokemon that he sees." Like that is some real shit. Okay. I think this is a good spot. Grovyle is just, I don't know. Grovyle may look a little cooler to me. Just a little bit. But again, you guys can decide that in the comments. I think Blaziken has a solid design now. And it's not a chicken anymore. It looks, you look at it, you're like, what the hell is that, right? So yeah, hopefully Brout gives the same vibes as Blaziken, where maybe it has like lackluster evolutions, but then its ending evolution is like, yo, that's sick. I think that's what's gonna happen with Brout. So Blaziken S tier. Come on, y'all. You can't be serious if you disagree. Swampert. I love Swampert, but I don't think Swampert has the most amazing design, y'all. I'm gonna be real with you. But I think it's top of A. I don't think it's S. I just something about it. I don't know. But we'll get to his mega form, okay? All right. The mega form, it redeems itself for sure. But I don't think Swampert's S tier. I'm not sleeping on Swampert. It's top of A. That's why I have it top of A. Because I don't think it's quite here. There's just something about it. I need to look at it again. I need a different image. Where would you put Swampert in? S? Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, it looks kind of goofy and like not in a good way, but here it looks cool. Right? Like you look at it here and you're like, okay, that's sick. But then you look at it here or here and you're like, You like it more than Tepig, so we're not far off? Yeah. I can see that. You might have convinced me. You might have convinced me to put it in bottom of S. Because it does have that what the hell is that factor that I just talked about. Yeah, it's a swamp monster. You're right. Yeah. You're right. I mean, I put it top of A. It's not crazy to have it bottom of S. I knew Swampert would be at least A tier for me. I had to really battle all my thoughts for that. But yeah, I think it's bottom of S. Is it better than Tepig? Maybe. But Reboot. I do this. Reboot looks so cool though, man, for a second evolution. And for a fucking bunny Pokemon. Like they made a bunny Pokemon look cool. Yeah, we gotta come back to it. I'll put Swampert here for now. You convinced me for S tier though. You convinced me. Alright, who are we on now? Torterra. Yeah, I like Reboot. Like now Cinderace, a little different story. I like Cinderace, but I don't love Cinderace design wise. But we'll get to that. Torterra, S tier. Might be maybe next to Swampert. World Tree vibes, executed perfectly. Like I just love everything about the design. Way better than Grottle, who was all the way in D tier, but Turtwig was an A. So Turtwig went from A, which I think is fair, all the way to Grottle, which is a horrible design. But then Grottle just said, all right, let me come back. Like, y'all were sleeping on me. Actually, Torterra might be here for me. Torterra is an amazing design. Is Torterra just a cooler looking Venusaur? Yeah. Kinda. I think it looks better because that World Tree vibe that it's given off. Yeah. No, Venusaur is definitely not S. Torterra is definitely S. So yeah, Torterra does look better than Venusaur for sure. Like, come on, think about it. Would you rather have a Torterra plush or a Venusaur plush? Probably a Torterra plush, right? Like the little tree on it, like it will look so cool. I think Torterra. You think this is a good spot for Torterra? I think this is good. It's not better than Sceptile, I don't think, or any of these other ones. Yeah, I think Torterra is good here. Mid S. That's pretty solid for Torterra, I think. Okay, Infernape. Yeah, Infernape, they really just like locked in on the monkey, but like in a really cool way. I'm gonna say Infernape is maybe here. I don't think Infernape has a better design than Torterra. And you gotta be smoking if you think so. You gotta be smoking crack if you think Torterra looks worse than Infernape. But is Infernape a really awesome fucking looking monkey design for a Pokemon? Absolutely. Okay. They went from this, guys, they went from this Monferno, horrible design, okay? Horrible to me, to this, okay? They locked in. They said, what are we doing? Let's change the shade of orange. Let's add some more white. Let's get rid of that shit on its face. Like, let's give it a flame fucking, like, flame mane, like flame hair. Let's get rid of the flame on the tail. Like, they actually locked in. They realized what they were drawing, and they're like, wait a second, we need to change this up. And I really like it. Infernape, easily S tier. Empoleon. Then, I mean, they might have cooked Unova. Out of Sinnoh, I mean. I'm bugging. Sinnoh might have cooked. I think they're all S. They're all S. This is tough though. Where do I put Empoleon? Because I love Empoleon's design, but it might be one of the worst out of the Sinnoh. Maybe. You could argue between these two. I don't think you can argue between these two. Torterra just looks better. But I love the trident on Empoleon. Like, that's a solid touch to its face. And went from Prinplup, which is god awful. Again, like, their second evolution's not very good. But their thirds are amazing in Sinnoh. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave it here. We'll think about it, but Empoleon's S tier for sure. Penguin is a unique Pokemon slash animal design. Yeah, but are you making a statement, or are you trying to like go back to what I was saying earlier? I get it, but Empoleon just has different attributes than just a normal penguin. I mean, the trident sells it all for me. Like, if they didn't have the trident on the face, Empoleon would be like down here probably. But that trident is just so cool, and it looks like the Pokemon is very royal. It's like, oh, trying to give it kudos for being a penguin is unique. Gotcha. Yeah, I think Empoleon's S tier for sure. Superior, honestly, same vibe. I love Superior's design. Ashley has grown on me a lot lately. I really like it. It's, although it's just like a grass snake, it kind of has that like you're a broke boy like kind of vibe to it. Like, it's like looking down on you. And I really like that, man. Like, no other penguin in the game, I don't think. Oh yeah, for Piplup. I don't think so. Well, you got Askew. What happened to my man's legs though? But if you look at Servine, right, who I put lower than Snivy, I don't really like Servine. The legs began to shrunk, like the arms and legs, and then they completely, receded. And then you got Superior, which probably is one of the best snake design Pokemon, in my opinion. I think Superior looks fucking rad. Like, here's the card. Jamie actually pulled this card. The card is even just aura, yo. Like, look at that shit. Yeah. I think it looks cool. I think it's bottom of S. It's bottom of S for now. Superior is superior. It's definitely better than Meganium. Definitely better than Venusaur. Yeah. I think what makes it great is what they did with the colors and just its outside, like, kind of like collar. If they didn't do that and it was just a fucking snake without the collar and they didn't like change the colors a bit, it would not be an S tier. It's a snake. Embor, I really like Embor. It's Embor. I mean, Embor kind of cooks y'all. I love the design of Embor. I'm sorry, but might do something controversial here. No. I mean, it's not quite better than. We'll put Embor. Maybe here. Embor is low A, maybe. I was gonna put it above Charizard, but I also want you guys to actually follow and subscribe to me, so I didn't do that. No, I'm kidding. I think it's a great design. I think mainly I like the actual patterns on Embor. And it kind of distracts me from its actual like body, which is a little wonky to be honest. I think if Embor was like, I don't know, maybe a little more slender looking, it will look a little cooler. But I don't think it's better than Charizard, even though Charizard is just a dragon. It's still yeah, but no, I mean it gives that powerful factor, but Venusaur does too. I think they're very close to each other. They're both like wonky, but they look good because their color schemes and what they have going for them. This is a good place for Embor. Near bottom of A or mid A. I think that's solid. Samurott. Samurott is so cool looking. I think Samurott goes. Oh man, they're all close to each other. I just love the Oshawott line, to be honest. I think Samurott goes next to Empoleon, but it's not better than Empoleon to me. I think Samurott's S tier. S tier for sure. I don't know if you guys knew this. I actually figured this out today. I was watching someone else's like tier list, and I actually found out that they actually drew Samurott first, and then they worked their way down. So the artist, was trying to think of an otter Pokemon. They knew they wanted an otter, and then they ended up in the seal exhibit, in the sea lion exhibit, excuse me. And while they were there, they started drawing a concept for Samurott. So they actually drew Samurott first, then Dewott, then Oshawott. And you could kind of tell based on their evolution, like looking at it, like you can see like obviously Samurott looks way different. So it kind of makes sense that it was drawn backwards. But I think even that. I mean, that doesn't really have anything to do with this design. Like the lore or background, like that doesn't matter, right? We're doing strictly design here. Samurai, actually, yeah, Samurai might be a little higher. I might be sleeping on it. Maybe here. I don't think it's quite Torterra level, but it's up there. I think it's better than these two. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Chestnut. Chestnut is slept on, y'all. I think it's absolutely slept on. I think it's a cool design. I don't quite think it's S tier though. But I do really like Chestnut's design. It just looks a little derpy up top. It's like grassoids, right? It's like a grass blastoids. It just doesn't really work as well for some reason. Maybe top of B. Yeah. Top of B for now. Mega Chestnut we'll talk about. Yeah, big man. A big man like Blastoise though. Nah, it's not. It's not. I feel like Chestnut could have been a lot better. It's one of those Pokemon where you're like, damn, like you almost had it, but it's not horrible. That's why it's top. I feel like it's top of B. It still has a sick design. I love it. I think it's slept on. Delphox, you're gonna hate me for this, Ben. I don't know if you like Delphox or not, but I love Delphox's design. I love it. I think Delphox is like bottom of S maybe. I just really like, they sold on the Mage Fox, like they kept going with it. They didn't change it up to some dumb shit. They just kept going. They're like, okay, here's a bigger fox with longer flame ears, and now it's holding a wand, and it looks powerful. It has a lot of fur. Like if you see it in like the show or even in the games, it looks like a final evolution Pokemon that you don't want to fuck with, And for that, I think I don't think it's quite as good as Superior and then the rest of these guys, but it's good. It's a really solid on the line S tier, maybe top of A Pokemon, but maybe we'll go back to it. Greninja. Here's the thing, Greninja, awesome Pokemon. I get why people love it. It's not even in my top 10. Design wise, it's cool. I'll admit it's cool. I don't think it's S tier though. It's unique. Forgot it has a fire wand. Yeah, that's why I like it too. It's like it's holding something. It's one of the few Pokemon like Grookey, whatever. We'll get to Rillaboom and stuff, but not a lot of Pokemon are holding something that it uses. And I think that's why Delphox gets S tier, just simply because of the added stuff on to what it already looks like. If it was just a standing fox that shot fire out of its hands like a Kamehameha, hell no. But it has that wand. It has that like creepy witch vibe. Maybe like the flame turning into a witch hat would have been cool, but we don't need it to be like Growlcloyo or whatever his name is. Crocolore. Yeah, sorry, Crocolore. I'm bugging. Crocolore. We don't need it to be like that, but anyways, Greninja, I think Greninja's near top of A. I don't think it's S. I know there's gonna be a lot of Greninja fans watching this video, maybe coming in the stream later and seeing this. I don't think Greninja has an amazing design. I really don't. Even when it walks, when it's just standing, it looks so weird. Like it looks cool in stances, but when it's just straight up standing, guys. Here, let me show you. Like it looks kind of silly. It looks kind of silly, guys. Come on, let's be real. It looks silly. It looks cool, but it looks silly. Okay. But it works. The vibe works. Okay. It has aura, and yeah, I think it belongs in A tier at least. But Greninja is not S tier. I don't care. I'll fight you on it. Greninja is not S tier. Okay, Decidueye. Decidueye is. I go back and forth with Decidueye. Because on one hand, I'm like, owl hunter that shoots arrows, fucking sick, right? And it's a grass starter, or, grass Pokemon, sure. But it doesn't look like something that intimidating. Like, it doesn't look like a final evolution Pokemon. Okay? It looks like something that would have 2 evolutions. Like maybe from Rowlet to Decidueye. Dartrix is god awful. Wait, what am I doing? Wasn't Dartrix down here? Yeah. Oh no, wait, Dartrix was here. I mean, I guess I do like it a little better than Rowlet. But it doesn't feel powerful. Like it doesn't even look powerful, okay? It has a great concept, awesome design. But you're telling me if you're out in the wild and someone has this, you're gonna be scared of it? I mean, it's a giant owl with like human legs. There's no like, oh shit, like that shit looks, super powerful to me. It just doesn't work. It doesn't really work to me. So I'm gonna say Decidueye is like right here. Let's say mid B tier. Better than Dartrix, better than Rowlet. Decidueye. I know Decidueye fans are gonna hate me for that. I don't care. It doesn't look like a powerful final evolution. It's just not, there's nothing about it that makes me like, oh shit, like that's a powerful Pokemon. It looks kind of derpy, to be honest. It looks cool, but also derpy at the same time. B tier. Incineroar. Now here's a Pokemon that has like the complete opposite factor, right? Incineroar looks powerful. It has the cool fire on its belt. It's in Smash Bros. You know you're gonna get boxed by it when you see it. Yeah, Incineroar is definitely better than Decidueye. It's definitely in a whole different level of tier. Is it S? I don't think so. We're talking about design here, right? I mean, design and a Pokemon looking intimidating go hand in hand, of course. Just gonna look up Incineroar, just see it's. But Incineroar looks cool. Okay, you can't deny it. It looks like a pissed off like cat, but in a good way. Like, this is it in the show, and then the games. Like it looks dope. It looks cool. It's passable. It is very passable. I think Incineroar goes. No. Yes. I think this is good. This is good. So Incineroar is like near bottom of A, I think. Incineroar is near bottom of A. Okay. Now we got Primarina. Primarina. I think Primarina is right here. Mid A. Actually, I mean, they never really had like a mermaid starter though. It does look look really good design wise. Might have to put it in S, y'all. Primarina might be going in S. I don't know. It's kind of giving the Decidueye energy that I was talking about. But I think I'd be more scared of Primarina than Decidueye, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Like, Primarina looks scarier than Decidueye. It's giving more of a final evolution vibe. So it's definitely not in B tier. But is it quite S? Is it close? Is it even Delphot's level? It might be, but design wise, it is a unique design, and I think they executed it well. But it's not better than Greninja though. I think this is a good spot for it. Design wise, I mean, could argue this, to be honest. I mean, Incineroar is literally just a fucking giant tiger, but Primarina, I mean, it's a mermaid, yes, but they never really had anything like this for Pokemon, and I kind of respect the trying something new vibe. And also, it looks more intimidating. Maybe not in terms of the face for Incineroar, but definitely more intimidating to Decidueye. I think this is a good spot for Primarina. Yeah, because it's also above its second evolution, which makes sense. I mean, looking at it, I think this is good. Solid. Rillaboom. I love Rillaboom. I think Rillaboom is here. S tier for sure. Rillaboom is a sick Pokemon, all right? It is one of the most, like, I guess, non cool or like big turtle, frog, cat looking grass types. It just looks like, you don't want to fuck with it. And it's a grass type. And it uses and we're talking about just design here, right? I know people go back and forth in terms of how it uses its moves and it bringing out the drum. If you don't like that, that's fair. I get it. I totally understand. But just looking at Rillaboom, it has a great design for a grass type. I like it. I like it. Okay. I think Rillaboom deserves a spot in S tier. All right. It's a cool grass, gorilla. It's simple, but it does its job. But it also has that what the hell is that factor that I talked about very early on. Because although we know it's a gorilla, looking at it, you wouldn't know that off the jump. Okay, it could be several different animals. Like looking at the top half of it. All right, so I think it works. S tier, maybe not quite as good as Swampert or any of these other guys design wise, but it's there. It's a solid design. I think it's good. Cinderace. Definitely above here. Definitely above Pignite. Cinderace might be. Now, here's the thing with Cinderace, okay? I love the concept. I know what they were trying to do. I really like it. But it's too cute. It's too cute. Cinderace is too cute in terms of like mega or not mega evolutions. In terms of final evolutions, it's not giving me that powerful factor, right? Look at the final evolutions in S tier, right? You got Blaziken, Blastoids, Sceptile, Torterra. Like looking at these final evolutions, you're like, damn, like I wouldn't fuck with them. But Cinderace, I would kind of fuck with. Like, I wouldn't really be scared of Cinderace. But, however, we're doing design here, right? We're not doing like fear factor. I mean, that is a factor of design. I do think Cinderace was executed really well. It's not the vibe of Decidueye where it's like, yeah, that's a cool Pokemon, but that is not like a final evolution. It does look like a final evolution, especially from Reboot, but it's not as cool looking as Reboot. It kind of loses that. I wish it had more of an edgy vibe than a silly, like happy playing soccer vibe. Like I wish they kept the vibe of Reboot, like for the final evolution a little bit. Like Reboot is a better design than Cinderace. But I don't think Cinderace is horrible. But I don't think it might be A. It could be bottom of A, but you could argue Cinderace design wise could be top of B. Better than Chestnut, I would say. We'll put it bottom of A. Cinderace isn't bad, but again, it's just not scary looking, right? It's just too cute. It's too happy looking. Like, I wouldn't be scared of a Cinderace for final evolution. But it's still really cool. Like, the color scheme is perfect on it, in terms of what they're trying to do with it. So we'll put Cinderace bottom of A. Okay, Inteleon. Inteleon is kind of the same thing as Cinderace, except Inteleon. Inteleon has grown on me lately. There's a lot of Inteleon haters out there. I don't understand, because the concept of Inteleon and its design actually work. I think its design works. Some people say it's too skinny, but it's like, okay, you can also argue that Torterra is too fat, or I think people need to look at the design itself and not compare it to other Pokemon or like picture it as something else. If we're just looking at Inteleon, it's a really good design for what they're trying to accomplish. Yeah, it's a good design, guys. Inteleon looks cool. The color scheme is there. It's got the black hands, sort of like it's got gloves on, like it's a spy. And that's the whole vibe of it, right? Like, it's trying to be a spy on a mission. I like it. I like Inteleon. I think Inteleon gets a lot of dumb hate from the community because people are worried too much about, weight and all that. It's 6'3". Yeah, Inteleon will dunk on you, okay? I like Inteleon better than Cinderace a little bit design wise. A little bit. They're close. I think they're both bottom of A. I think Inteleon's a little better. Okay. Next, Masquerada. Masquerada, you could argue Masquerada can go maybe here. I love that they incorporated kind of like a cape vibe and sort of like a robber cat vibe for Masquerada. Its second evolution doesn't do anything for it, but Masquerada does what it's supposed to do. And I really like that about it. It looks like an edgy, creepy, like robber cat, and that's what it's intended to do. I really like Masquerada. Boo, Cinderace is I say a boo to Masquerada being higher than Cinderace. I think Masquerada is one of the best like cat design Pokemon. It just looks menacing, you know? Like they made a cat Pokemon look scary. And yeah, it just looks, you know, some shots it looks kind of silly, but not silly enough to where I think it hurts its ranking. Because again, it's supposed to look kind of like robbery, you know, masquerade vibe. I think it's definitely mid A. Masquerada, I think maybe here. I actually like it better than Cineroar. I'm sorry. I think it should go there. Okay, Skeleridge. I was talking about this last night. I think Skeleridge has a solid design. I think it should go. Fuecoco definitely has a better design. The Skeleridge looks fierce and looks, you know, it does look good, you know, for a final evolution. I like the white and red color scheme. Honestly, I don't fuck with Incineroar at all. The rest of the vibe is kind of corny. It is, and that's why he's like close to the bottom of A. I mean, like, yeah, I'm not really going off concepts, but yes, if I was going off concepts, this would be a completely different list. But I'm going off design, and Incineroar for a big ass cat looks good. You know, they managed to make like a good looking like tiger, I guess, Pokemon. Um, Skeleridge could, you can argue Skeleridge could be like right under Incineroar design wise. I think it looks really good. It gets mixed signals from the community. Like some people like it, some people don't. I think it looks good. I mean, it looks like, you know, a crocodile or alligator or whatever. The color scheme is just beautiful on it. I really like that. I mean, look at the plush. That's cool looking. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think what you got against ducks? I mean, I don't like Quaxley that much. What you got against ducks, oh man. I think it's a good spot for Skilleridge. Actually, yeah, maybe here. Maybe here. Nah, here. Okay. Speaking of ducks, Quaxidility. Quackfoval, I mean. Quackfoval. There's too much going on for Quackfoval. I know you're gonna say, what do I have against ducks? But Quackfoval just has way too much going on. It could have been great. It could have been Blaziken level, but I think it can go here, maybe. Like near bottom of B. It's not awful. It's not awful, but let me show you guys what I mean by it has too much going on. I mean, even the sprite for it, I mean, it's just like there's too much, man. It's too much. I think if they toned down the coloring on the top there, even just made it blue. It just has so much going on. And not in a good way. I mean, look at those ankles. Like, what is that? Homie has high waters on. Like, what is this? What is this, yo? They actually put jeans on it. Like, no, I can't, y'all. Looks like Greninja's ugly cousin. Yeah, actually. Yeah, no, it's bottom of B. I'm gonna say bottom of B. Bottom of B. Quaxley just doesn't have a good evolutionary line, unfortunately. And I started with Quaxley. I started with Quaxley in Gen 9, so yeah, you know, I could have been biased, but like, I love Quaxley, but I didn't enjoy it. Okay, last but not least, y'all. Last but not least, if you're all the way into this video, oh my god, you are amazing. You are a saint. And yeah, I know you got your hate comments prepared, okay? We're going to do the mega evolutionary lines and ignore all this other stuff. This just, you know, came with the actual tier list. Okay. I am very sorry to do this. I love Venusaur. You guys know that. Look, Venusaur is an A tier for me. But its mega form is in B tier for me. Actually, maybe here. I just don't think they added much to Venusaur's mega form. Like, if you look at Venusaur and look at the mega form, they only changed the color a little bit lighter, and they added like kind of like a pink like flower top. But that's really it. Like, Venusaur doesn't really look that different for his mega. Okay, even the flower doesn't look that different. It's just a lazy design, I think. I think Venusaur's mega could have looked way cooler, and they got lazy. Charizard X. The only dragon where I'm like, yeah, I like dragons. Like blue flames. Charizard X goes here. I love Charizard X. I like Y better, though. I like X in terms of the colors, but Y in terms of the design, and that's why I'm putting Y in front of X and S tier. Great designs. Yes, they're fucking dragons, but this time they actually tried a little bit. Like, they look different, okay, than Charizard. All right, they look a little like, I don't know, shorter, and the way they have their wings is a lot different. It just looks cooler. I think the Charizard like mega evolutions do look cool. I'm not gonna lie. This is off design, and yes, a dragon can be designed right. However, for Charizard, I can't give it S tier. I'm sorry. Blastoids. I love the Blastoids Mega Evolution. I'm gonna say Blastoids Mega Evolution is maybe here. I love it. It's perfect. It's exactly what you would think for Blastoids. Like, when I think of a Blastoids Mega Evolution, this is what I think. Okay, big ass cannon on his back, cannon on his arms. It just works. And I think it took a little more thought than Charizard's, and way more thought than Venusaur's. So I think that's a good spot for it. Mega Meganium. I love it. I love Mega Meganium. Where is it? I love it. Top of A. Mega Meganium, solid Mega. I just love the multiple flowers on his neck. The little grass on its feet. It's Meganium, but it looks bigger, and it still looks a little derpy but strong. It stays true to actual Meganium, in the best ways. I really like the design. Hate me if you want. Alonian Typhlosion. Nah, I like original Typhlosion better, but I think they go hand in hand. They're pretty close. Not much difference to me. I mean, obviously this one's a little slimmer. Color's different for the fire, but yeah, again, send a Typhlosion. If it didn't have the flames on his back, it would be in like D tier. Okay, it's all about the flames, and I just don't think Alonian Typhlosion is bringing the heat like Typhlosion is. Okay, so that's why I'm putting it there. Okay, Mega Feraligatr. I'm not too keen on this design. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I actually think it might be Mega Feraligatr. I feel like it's a hit and miss, just like Mega Venusaur. I'll put it here. I think it's a good spot for it. Like it looks cool. There's just something about it where it's like, why did you do that? Kind of thing. I don't think the mega form of a Pokemon should have you asking why did they do that. It should be like, oh, like that Pokemon was way more powerful, or that seems like a fourth evolution, you know? I feel like Mega Evolution, it is a fourth evolution technically. Like, what can you picture that Pokemon turning into? And when I think of Feraligatr and I look at this, that is not it. That's not what I'm picturing, okay? So that's why Mega Feraligatr gets middle of B for me. Sorry. Mega Sceptile, however, easy S tier. Easy. The sharpness on the tail after this little like brush, turn it to a sharp kind of like edged tail, giving it more color. It might be here for me. Mega Sceptile is sick, y'all. Let me just show you. Let me show you. Mega Sceptile is amazing. All right. This design is so cool for a grass type. Like, come on, look at this. Look at this. It looks like a little grass. I mean, it looks like a little grass dragon, honestly. Like, they made Sceptile look more like a dragon. I mean, I know lizards are, you know, ancestors to dragons, I guess, in a way. He started off as a gecko, but now look at him. Like, aura's still there, just like the other evolutions. Great color scheme. The tail is now a point. It's dope, y'all. It's dope. Come on now. Come on now. Aura. This is aura, yo. This is aura. Gotta be S tier. 1000%. You could argue, I mean, Blaziken, I think, has a better design. Could maybe argue this. Maybe this. No. No. We'll keep it like that. Mega Blaziken. Now, Mega Blaziken I actually don't like as much. I actually don't like Mega Blaziken as much. I gotta think about this. I need to look at Blaziken again. Mega Blaziken. I'm not fucking with it, y'all. I just don't think it really does much for Blaziken. I mean, like it does look like something Blaziken will turn into, but it looks too much like Blaziken. It almost makes Blaziken look cooler if you put them side by side. I don't know. It's tough. It's still Blaziken. But the design is, I don't know. Maybe I'll put bottom of S. It's still a cool looking. I just looked at it. It does look kind of dope, but it's nowhere near Blaziken to me. I'll put a bottom of S. Mega Swampert, easily S. Easily S. Think maybe here. Guys, Mega Swampert. Come on, people. Like, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up, people. Let me pull it up. Mega Swampert looks like someone that would just like throw an 18-wheeler at you, okay? Mega Swampert is on some other shit. Like this is sick, okay? For Swamper's evolution line, like if you think about Mudkip to this, it works. It works. It works. Look at them side by side. That looks like that would turn it at, right? And design wise, like I really like the big kind of like monster arms that it has, kind of like wonky, but in a good way. And it keeps its goofiness a little bit, but it looks more serious. Yeah, Mega Swampert S tier for sure. Not above these guys though. I think right here. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna keep it there. I'm gonna keep it there. Okay, Mega Embor. I'm not too keen on, I'm not gonna lie. I like the concept, but I feel like the design is a little lazy. A little lazy, y'all. Design's pretty lazy. It goes in like the lazy mega section here. I think the last of that. Does it look cooler than the Decidueye? Hell yeah. Like design wise, yes, but it's lazy. It's lazy, but it looks better than the rest of these guys, so I think that's valid. Okay, Mega Samurott. I don't like as much as Samurott, but I do still think it looks cool. Maybe here. Maybe here. I think it looks cool. It's just not Samurott level. The design is also lazy. They didn't really change much, but they kind of made Samurott look a little worse with the mega design, to be honest. Like I think they thought they were cooking, but it's like, nah, bro. You actually cooked the whole evolution line with that. I was just giving a second look at it. I think it's I think it's high B. It still gives Samurai vibes. I can't lie. It doesn't look awful, but it's nowhere near design wise like these guys. It just looks like, Samurai. And I don't like that. I think it's lazy. It looks cool, but it's lazy. Actually, it might go here for me. All right, I think that's a good spot for it. Yeah, here. I'll say bottom would be. I don't like it. It's late. I think it's lazy, and I'm gonna be a little biased for the laziness of the design and put it lower. All right, so that's why it's so far from Samurott. Mega Chestnut though is really cool. I think Mega Chestnut. It looks cooler than Charizard, 1000%. All right, Mega Chestnut is very slept on. Very, very slept on. It has a really cool design. I like the concept of it. I love it. Like, that is a sick design. Come on. Yeah, I really like it. I like the color scheme. I like the king's robe. The armor on its, yeah, no, it's S tier. It's S tier. We'll put it here. I think it looks better than Rillaboom. Mega Chestnut is S tier, y'all. For sure. They cooked with that design. They made Chestnut look better. All right. Chestnut went from this to this, and like maybe Chestnut should have been this from the start. But Chestnut is still, okay. I got it in top of B. I like Chestnut. Okay, Mega Delphox. Let's say kind of mid A. Let's say a little better than Mouscarada. Design wise, I mean, design and concept wise, it's definitely A tier. I think this is good. Yeah. Yep. It's not exactly Primanera vibes, but it's close. It's close. So is this Greninja with Ash? No, we want to do Mega Greninja. I don't want to do Ash Greninja. I'm sorry, we're just gonna do a regular Mega Greninja. And if we're talking design, y'all are gonna hate me. You guys are going to absolutely hate me. But Mega Greninja's design is not special at all, y'all. It is not special at all. They made it spin on a shuriken, okay? Think about that. They put Greninja and then made it spin on a shuriken. It doesn't look that far off from Greninja. Is the ninja vibe cool? Yes. But I think it's a lazy Mega design. I think it goes near the lazy Mega designs, but worse. I don't think it's C tier. It's still cool looking, whatever. The shuriken, like I said, I like ninjas, but I think it's a lazy design. I think it's mid B for sure. Okay, and then we got Alonian Decidueye. This is our last one. I'm not doing Ash Greninja. I mean, it's gonna be same as Greninja pretty much. It would be A tier. Yeah, whatever. I'll just put it in, okay? Whatever. And then Alonian Decidueye, I think doesn't look as good as Decidueye, but they're pretty much the same to me. I mean, yeah, I think it's a good spot. Okay. All right, we did it. There's some random Pokemon left, so we did it. We did it, guys. So at the end of the day, this is our tier list. I think, based on what I went through, I think Grovyle has the best design out of all the starter evolution Pokemon, okay? I think Grovyle has the best design. And I'm okay with that decision. Grovyle is a solid choice. Grovyle is a solid choice for having the best design. All right. Design, execution of his moves. Yeah, Grovyle is cool. I'm fine with that. If you guys want to hate on that, that's fine. But Blaziken is second. Mega Sceptile is third. Ivysaur is fourth. I got a whole crazy list here, all right? But here's my tier list. All right. This is it. We did it. Here's all the Pokemon. You guys can pause, look at it, comment, do what you want. But yeah, I thank you guys for watching this. If this, if you are watching the whole YouTube video while you're cooking or working or doing something, I appreciate it. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you got this far. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. And for Twitch, I'll see you guys in the next stream. Love you all and have a great rest of your night. Bye-bye.